Hello, everyone. Happy Friday to everybody. This is Christina with the Mamathon Diaries. Here today for a Friday lunch and learn. I'm going to take a second and make sure that you all can hear me okay today, because for some reason, my what you call it didn't want to do right. And so I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. Hey, you all. Happy Friday. All right, let's see. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? I am excited about what we're going to talk about today, mostly because I know for a fact, there we go. I know for a fact that it's needed. I also know for a fact that it's something that we ourselves as a community often have a challenge with, which is it's something that there we go. Which is stepping up to the plate and doing the things the way that we need to and the way that we should without any hustle energy. Okay, without any hustle energy. And so I'm gonna take a few minutes and make sure I'm live also on our Mamathon Diaries page because we're going to have a really good talk today, lunch and learn style, about our growth, about hitting our goals, and about making sure that we're in alignment. Okay, good afternoon. We're in alignment with where we're going and what we know God has for us. Okay, I am looking for a specific book that I don't see close to me at the moment. I hate that I don't see it. It is one of my favorite books called Take the Day Off with Pastor Robert Morris. Okay. And in this particular book, he begins to talk about the signs that we have of feeling a bit overwhelmed, the signs that we have about burnout, stress prevention, and just some of the things that we're dealing with as a community internally. Okay. So, because of some conversations that I've been having with our community, with my clients, I'm seeing it over and over again in our process and journey to build forward. Okay. If you all are new here, for whatever reason, you found us accidentally because of the algorithm, I am Christina Garrett. It is my privilege and honor to serve the world as a productivity coach for busy moms. Ranging from powerful stay-at-home moms to C-suite sisters, all who are building epic things, working on their legacies, trying to keep it cute, right? Love their men well and nurture their children and raise killer businesses and take care of their homes and grow in their corporate endeavors, right? So we have attorneys and clients, all from ladies who work in human resources, attorneys, politicians and actresses, and a very widespread group of women who are raising families and nurturing their goals at the same time. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you all for coming to join us today. I'm really excited about our lunch and learn. All right. I'm excited about this topic because this is something that I was sharing with our community over the last few weeks. I'm like, listen, you can, hey, everybody, you can feel like you're on the journey to becoming your best self, but you can hustle too hard to get there. Okay. There's a certain place that I walked into, I want to say about 2 years ago. Okay. I think everyone can kind of feel the brand shift that happened about 2 years ago. Hey, everyone, where I, as a person, began to feel the tangible shift from where I was to where I was going. Okay. I could feel the shift, the stretching, the challenge of taking Mamathon and moving it to a new place. Okay. I'm being candid. I could literally feel a pulling like in my shoulders, okay? A pulling in my shoulders because I knew that better was coming. It was on the way. It was time to take things up a notch to the next level. All right. And as you are doing all of this, you can be very tempted to fall into hustle energy. Okay. Now, across the board, hustling is a bit bipolar. Okay. It can be seen as something that we all need. Okay. Something that we all are working on because it's a means of survival. Okay. On the other side, we can be working so hard for something that is inevitably ours. It's for you anyway. It's coming to you anyway. It's one of God's promises for you anyway. So then we end up pushing so hard and pulling so hard and trying to make so many different moves, trying to make something happen that's going to happen anyway. Now, how fast you get there is one thing. How you feel when you arrive is another thing. Being able to learn during your process is something completely different, okay? But having a different type of energy that says, I gotta do this. I have to make it happen. If I don't, no one will. Of course, we've heard the sayings about nobody's coming to save you and all of this kind of stuff. We've heard it all. And so what we can do, though, in this process is we can start to pull on this hustle energy, this different vibe that if I don't make it happen, it's never going to happen. One of the things I tell my clients often, they have so many moving pieces in their life and they want to figure out, what do I need to work on for this season? How do I best execute on this idea? So we're brainstorming and working on clarity, and we're just hitting all these different areas. How do I build and maintain my marriage? Because folks on Instagram breaking up right and left, right? Trying to be great. Some of us are looking at our children like they're keeping us from being who we're supposed to be, when in reality, they're what makes our story good, okay? Overtaking our hustle energy. Hustle energy can make you look at the very people who are a joyous responsibility, who make your story good. You can start to look at them like they're keeping you from reaching your optimal potential. You can start to look at them like they're the source of the problem. So what we have to do instead is organize our lives. We got to figure out what's most important. We have to work through the process of, if I had to look back a year from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, and I'm a fly on the wall in my children's homes and they're parenting and nurturing like I do, will I be honored or will I be embarrassed? I begin to parent from that place now. So I'm not allowed to just hustle past the people that God put in my path to nurture and caretake over. I can't just push past that. So we have to make sure that we're assessing the right things, okay? So yesterday, if you missed our live from yesterday afternoon, last night, we were talking about exiting hustle mode. And so today's live is part 2 of that, but I do want to review just for a second what it looks like if you're in hustle energy. Now, I can't tell you, okay, if that's you. Only you know what you're doing in your house. Only you know your mindset, how your body feels, okay? Your body can tell when you're overwhelmed or you're in hustle energy. Your shoulders, all of this area up in here, okay, tells you if you're in hustle energy. Your to-do list tells you if you're in hustle energy. Your marriage, the mirror point of your marriage can tell you if you're in hustle energy, right? Your relationship with your kids. Are you yelling, screaming, rushing all the time? That can tell you if you're in hustle energy. So I'm going to go through 3 ways that maybe busy mompreneurs, especially, because that's usually who my client is, are moms who they work, but they're also starting their own things, okay? Somebody say, why are you talking about me? I love y'all. See, I don't live in your house. That's all I'm saying. I don't live in your house, but I know you. That's because I'm y'all coach, okay? So let's talk about hustle mode, all right? Number 1, proof that you're in hustle mode. This is a review from last night, okay? Number 1, you start a lot of projects, ideas, but you don't finish them, okay? You start the year off, I'm going to do boom, 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 boom. All 10 of these things. If you had to list the goals that you want to achieve throughout the year, in the next 5 years, you have so many things. You've started so many projects, And you're looking at it like, I haven't finished a myriad of things that I said I was going to do. Now we're in February. We're still in quarter one. The year is still young. Okay. So we're not judging you, but you know, if you started out 2022 last year and you were like, yes, I'm doing this. And then when it starts to get challenging, we move to find a new goal that might be a little easier. Or we consistently move the deadline back over and over and over again. We're moving our deadlines backwards because it feels more comfortable that way. Okay, so we're in hustle energy because I want to get to my destination the fastest way possible. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes in our journey to get there the fastest way possible, we will end up boycotting. Okay, y'all hearing me? We will end up boycotting projects that when we get to that strenuous point, it gets a little challenging. I got to figure out, how am I going to do this? I know what I want, but how am I going to get it? Once I get to this place, you know what? Let me start something else. Let me go to another place. Let me work on this separately. Okay. So number one is you got projects, but you don't finish those projects. You got some DIYs, sis, laying all over the place. We're not mad at you. We see you. We understand. But I never want for you all to feel like that this is the best that you can have. We see it in our homes sometimes. You know how you're like, I'm going to declutter. I'm going to pull it together. Okay. I'm going to align all of these things. All right. I'm going to do all this stuff. I said I'm going to X, Y, and Z. I'm painting the picture. I got the vision board. Y'all know y'all cut out those ugly, I said it, those ugly boards that end up folded up and put away in your closet somewhere. Okay. All compacted because you know, at a certain point, you just get tired of looking at it. Y'all know those vision boards are. Now, I'm not trying to judge nobody. Everyone has their own way. Some of us are visual action takers. I ain't trying to talk about nobody. But some of those vision boards be not attractive. And it's like I'm not much of an arts and crafts person, so I'm sorry. Let me just hush. Okay, so let's move on. You got projects sitting around. Tiffany agrees with me. She's on the Facebook page. She says she agrees they are ugly. See? And it's the popping way to start off the year. Create a vision board. Be this person. By to transform you. It's beautiful to visualize where you're going, but the external of it is irrelevant if the inside is a mess. My husband yesterday, he said something so profound that's in alignment with what I'm working through with my coach, right? Which is, he said, baby, I'm really working on my clean thinking. What is the point of having this fantabulous vision board and your mind is a mess? Your spirit is a mess. When somebody asks you about what you want, you refer to this vision board that's got 30 different things on it, and our minds are all over the place. Somebody said hers is gorgeous because I use Canva. I'm a Canva girl too. So this is a good point though. If the inside is a mess, what are we doing? Why? Somebody said it's fun to make them. Listen, glue and cut and paste, I bet. I'm here for it. Whatever way you want to do your expression. But if there's no plan, like you said, and there's no strategy that is getting you between the person you are and this goal, we need a plan. We're doing so much. This is what I'm manifesting. I work with somebody at the housing authority, and we were doing the workshop, and I was asking them about their goals. And the young lady, she might even see this. It was amazing conversation. She said, I'm just manifesting my next. I said, what's next? She was like, I'm just manifesting it. What are we manifesting? What are we bringing to life? I'm sorry. Me just waiting on it to come to the door like FedEx, it might take a minute. If I waited on Essence Magazine to discover who I was, I would still be waiting. I would still be waiting. To this day, a year later, I would still be waiting. Wave at me just in the comments if you are like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of it being somewhere so far off, and I don't have the plan in place to make it happen, to bring it to life. Okay? This is where we need to have the strategy. So some of us, we start projects, we finish the vision board, but maybe it's hard to finish getting to the place of the things that are on the vision board. Okay? We're not going to hate on vision boards. I'm done, y'all. If y'all like arts and crafts, I'm here for it. Do your thing, right? Do your thing. Have the vision board party. Be like, yes, sis, this is what I'm doing this year. Wonderful. But then after that, I need you to write out 5 things, 7 things, steps that you're going to do to make it happen. Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to form a relationship with? Who's going to help take me to the next level? Who do I need to be bold and audacious enough to shoot my shot for? We got projects all over the place. Open tabs in our minds, open tabs on your computer, open tabs in your spirit. You have not closed a single loop. There are times where people come and they do a coaching consultation. I'm like, listen, I'm interested in coaching. Okay, sure, no problem. But maybe they're not ready at that time to move forward. I will send a follow-up. Hi, Kersha. I'll send a follow-up email that says, hey, I'm holding space for you because you said you wanted to coach this month. So, but if you've changed your mind, all you got to do is let me know because there's somebody that's there wanting to take your spot. So we need to close that tab. We need to close the loop. Some of us are too nervous about making decisions, determining this project is not going to get me to where I want to go. So instead of saying, I'm going to leave this alone, we hold on to it unfinished. So then we walk through our proverbial house, right? We walk through our spaces and we're like, oh, I got all this stuff just sitting around. That's one reason I think my Jamil, one of the ladies in our tribe, right? She comes and she owns a cleaning company and she comes in my house and she cleans my house. And I realized, I told my daughter the other day, she said, Mama, we can clean. I said, you know, you're right. But mommy has so much going on right now. I said that when she comes, she finishes that room to completion. So when she leaves, it's all the way done, right? For me, I'll wash dishes, wipe the counters, right? But I ain't got time. I might not mop that day or days that week, right? She comes to my house and she finishes it. So I'm actually investing in her cleaning business and in my own self and in my time because I want it done. I don't want it like started. Right? So what we got to do instead of, you know, start, stop, we got to say which of these projects is going to move me as fast to my goal as exponentially as possible. As exponentially as possible. There's an organization that I work with the end of last year. The ladies, they enjoyed what we talked about. They said, listen, we want you to come back again. I said, no problem. Here's how we can work it so that I can coach with you guys, right? Provide you all with speaking services. Here's how we can do that. Because I know that speaking and coaching is my lifeline and I love it. And it helps for me to deliver in an epic way to my community. It gets me to my goal as fast as possible. Creating impact, helping women to get organized is just what we do. Okay, so number 1, you got projects sitting around, but you don't finish. This isn't tea, but it should be. Number two, I might not even get to all the other stuff. Number two, and if y'all got questions, put them in the chat. Number two is you're constantly switching methods. Now, I hope this not on nobody's toes, because I do love y'all. I really do. When we think about switching methods and doing things in a very sporadic way, okay? In the book, The 12-Week Year, I have it right here. Yeah, I found $5. Yeah. Okay. I have the book right here, and incidentally, I open it up, it falls right to the section that I'm looking for. Okay. So here we call this is called the emotional cycle of change. Can everybody see this? Y'all see what looks like a roller coaster? I'm showing it to them on Facebook One. And here you go also. The emotional cycle of change as laid out in the 12-week year. Okay. Hey, Jamil. She says, it's always a pleasure to help you clean your home. It's a pleasure for me to have you come. All right. So in the emotional cycle of change, what happens is we are moving towards executing on a specific goal or an idea. In the emotional cycle of change, you have a thought in your mind. You're excited about what you're doing, what God is doing in your heart. You pumped up. You got your prophetic word. Thank you, God. Hallelujah. You got up off the floor. You took the blanket off your lap. Okay. You're ready to hit it. Okay. You're ready to hit it. And so what ends up happening with a lot of us, hold on, y'all. I'm about to get on the gram too. Hold on, I'm about to multitask like a mug. If y'all hold on with me, I'm gonna make it real worth it for you. Live. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Y'all hold on with me. There we go. All right, I'm about to like multitask like crazy. Okay, y'all ready? All right. Yes. I had to charge like an extra phone. Like we have phones all over the place. Hey, everybody on Instagram. What's good? Today we're talking about exiting hustle energy. Okay. So in the book, The 12-Week Year, they have this particular picture. I'm going to show it to the Instagram folks. Y'all see that? All right. In that particular book, they talk about how when you're moving towards a specific goal and you're excited about that goal and you're really passionate, you believe it's for you, you passed out on the floor in church, you received that prophetic word that God was about to do something incredible in your life, you got up off the floor ready to go and hit it, and then. Okay, and then there's always an and then. So they say there are 5 stages that people move through emotionally when you're changing a behavior, creating a goal, setting a new goal, working on something in an ambitious way. These are the things that happen, okay? So first you got your uninformed optimism. You so pumped up, you like, I'm so excited about this. I know God is about to blow my mind, which he is. This goal is about to change my life, etc., etc., okay? Then you have your informed pessimism. At some point in time, it hits you. This is going to be harder than I thought. At some point in this journey, in this process, you realize that the goal that you have set is going to be more challenging, more pulling than you thought it was. Somewhere inside, you thought you were just going to post it on social media and everybody was going to buy up everything your business offered. At some point, you thought you were going to post it on the gram and everybody was just going to come running and flocking to everything that you do. At some point, you got into the MLM or started selling ebooks or whatever it is, whatever kind of service. You started doing all of those things, thinking to yourself, and all I got to do is just say it, put it out in the world, and then that's it. That's it. That's all there is. Okay. And so they outline in this book, right, They outline in this book, you hit a place like a wall of sorts, okay, where you go down in the down, 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 and you get hit with this pessimistic feeling. So what ends up happening when you are in hustle energy, you are so ready to hurry up and get to that goal. You're so ready to hurry up and arrive at your destination that you will switch methods and jump ship no matter what. You'll jump ship. Okay, this ebooks is taking too long. I'm going to switch to recording a course. Oops, the course didn't sell out fast enough. I'm about to switch over here and do one-on-one coaching because that's what Christina does. Oh, snap, this one-on-one coaching. Nobody, they don't want to pay me my worth. So then you start posting on the internet about that. Don't get me started. Then you go from one place to another, to another, to another. You hop from class to class, from course to course, from coach to coach. You jump all over the place because you want to get to the easiest way possible to hurry up and get to your goal. And since we're not mad at you for it, but let's just recognize what it is. We hustling. I want to hurry up and get there, but I'm not thinking through. I'm not committed to this process, to this work. I have to be okay with sitting there and just feeling the feeling of, I know that this is for me. I didn't get the yes that I wanted in this area, but it's still for me. Homeschooling my kids is challenging, but it's still for me. Someone at the conference I was at last week, they said, when you're doing certain things for your kids, a bad day doesn't mean a bad life. It doesn't mean a bad choice. Okay, so we walk towards certain things, and then we're ready to boycott and switch methods when it gets challenging. That's our informed pessimism. And he says, once we've hit, we hit informed pessimism, we go into the valley of despair. We go into the valley of despair. We get sad. We slow down. We feel depressed, right? Because things aren't in alignment with what we thought it was going to be. So one of our Facebook ladies said, jumping ship takes time. In the end, it's the same energy as needed to go through the hard spot. What you say? What if you stuck with it? What if you stopped starting over? Ain't nothing wrong with starting over. But what if in this present day, this new day is beautiful outside? It's a brand new day for us to say, hey, I'm not going to start over again. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to keep walking forward. I'm not going to be the old version of myself. I'm going to be the one that's audacious and ready and wants it. I'm going to be that one. I'm going to be the version of myself that shows up and delivers. I'm going to be the one that relentlessly raises her hand and says, hey, I can help you do that. I'm going to be the one. Thank you for sharing, Tiffany. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to be that one. And so when you're in a place of feeling disappointed that your goal wasn't as easy as you thought it was, you can easily slip into what the 12-week year calls the valley of despair. And you have to do the work of climbing out of that place, but it's not going to happen by you jumping ship all the time. Switching this, switching that. I'm in a new mastermind, baby. Woo! I told all my clients, y'all just get to benefit from me investing in myself at this point. Because, oh my goodness. So in this new mastermind, they're talking about being responsible for your own results. Okay? Being responsible for your own results. And she talked about how there are all these people who, there's someone I follow on Facebook, and she has just been complaining right and left about how these resources and all the classes and everybody is a disappointment to her, right? And I'm like, at what point do you say, I'm always going to get what I came for? every single time. Hey, ladies, I'm always going to get what I came for. I'm always going to hit my goal. I'm not waiting on anybody to tell me if it's possible. I'm not waiting on anyone to join me on the journey. If you want to pull up, sis, pull up. But we're already going to keep doing it. We're going to go full steam ahead. You don't have to see it or understand it. We're going to do it. You don't have to cheer me on. I'm good. Mr. Garrett's on the squad, so we're going to roll out, right? It is the idea that somebody owes you something, and because it gets more challenging than you thought it was, we start to jump ship. We start to move all over the place. We start to say, you know what, this just isn't working. It's them. It's not me. It's them. I'm not saying that there's nobody out there that's not holding true to their word, right? But my thought is, one of my clients, she said, I paid and the person just took my money. I said, y'all would never have to worry about, like, I would never. It's the idea that you can be in such hustle mode. I want to hurry up and get there the fastest way possible. So I'm willing to sign on to something that might even be sketchy, inconsistent, just because I believe inside it's going to get me there faster than I was. So part of us being hustle-rific and trying to hurry up and arrive is we're always switching methods, switching classes, switching books, switching this, switching that, looking for the thing that's going to be the golden ticket. So now you got projects that you don't finish. Then you're trying to work on these same projects, but you're constantly switching methods. This is my person. No, that's my person. No, this is my code. No, this over here. No, what about this? What do you think about? There's something that was really interesting for me, and it was a conversation I was having with my husband also. It's the notion of always asking people what they think because you don't trust yourself. Let's let that sit. Let's let it simmer. If I'm in your business, just say ouch. If I'm in it, just say ouch. Okay? If I'm telling the truth, where we will poll people on people on people on people to see if what my if my spirit, the Holy Ghost in me, my intuition is saying is correct. Do we not trust ourselves? Letting that permeate our hearts, okay? I trust myself. I've sat with myself long enough to know where I'm going and what I want and how I want to feel when I get there and what my goal is, and stretching myself like I'm good. I trust myself. And I might need to, like when I joined this recent mastermind, which was a investment indeed for the Garrett family, right? But I know where I'm going. So I'm okay with putting everything inside of me that's needed to help me deliver better to my clients. And so I did talk to my husband, of course, and he was like, listen, I trust you. I trust you. And I had to look inwardly and say, I trust myself. I trust myself to make the decision that I know is going to push me forward. Okay. So number one, you got projects that you don't finish. Number two, you're in hustle energy, hustle mode, where you're constantly changing methods. And then number three, you're driven by your feelings instead of by your plan. Kersha said, I used to do that. You're driven by your feelings instead of your plan. How many things, okay, let's just think about it to ourselves. I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like it. You can't motivate yourself sometimes. I can't make myself do the things that I am supposed to do, okay? So my sis over at Motherhood Unmasked podcast, y'all got to follow her. She says, you're on it. And if you struggle with that, you'll trust yourself more when you follow through on things you're called to. You'll show yourself trustworthy. That is so good. Learning to trust yourself, like praying about, we ain't saying we skip prayer, right? I'm just trusting the ancestor. No, we ain't doing all that. Okay. What we're saying is, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to trust the vision that God is downloading to me. And I'm going to trust that me walking forward, I'm going to put the right things in my path to help me get there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that work because I see Mamathon in 2025. I see Mamathon in 2030. Like, what is that even going to look like? My kids will be grown. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. What's that even going to look like? Mamathon has already changed so much from when it started a decade ago. When it started, I was just trying to survive. I was just trying to make it. Like a toddler and infant twins, I was just trying to keep my head on straight. And now we've transitioned to so much more than that. But I had to sit in, what do I see in the future? I can remember my event coordinator. She was like, listen, this group of ladies, I think that these are your people. And, I think we should keep it around this number. And I was like, I love you, but that's not the vision. The vision is big. Y'all hear me? The vision is big. Like when I see the conference, I see 500 moms, 1,000 moms who love God and love their families, and they make mad money. Like, you hear me? This is what I see. You got space to do so much more stuff because you're not micromanaging anymore. You're not hovering over these kids. They doing their part. All of this kind of stuff. It's a different ball game. Y'all hear my kids outside playing? I just hear the baby like screaming, not in a bad way, in like a scary way. My sister said, wow, a decade. My twins are about to be 13. So probably more like 11 years. We've been doing Mamathon for a minute. We're going into year 8 for the conference. So I'm like, we did not start this as a passion project during the pandemic. Okay. Mamathon was not started as I just want to talk to moms during the pandemic. We've been doing this work for a decade. I was talking to one of the leaders for the Essence Festival with her bomb self. And we were talking about what wellness and productivity looks like now for Black women. Okay. And I'm going to have her on the platform soon. I'm excited about that. She's going to be coming onto the platform soon to do some mindfulness with us. And we're going to talk productivity and wellness for Black women. And in the midst of all of this stuff, okay, we were just talking about how much it's changed over the years. I'm like, Mamathon been around for a grip of time. We didn't just wake up and start coaching moms because it seemed fun or everybody's a coach now. We've been doing this thing. Our process and our framework is tried and true, like 11 years strong. Okay. So with all of this being said, with all of that, you got projects that you don't finish. You're constantly switching methods and you're driven by your feelings instead of by your plan. Sis, what is your plan? What's your plan for this year? For next year? Do you see yourself in 2025? Do you see yourself at the next level? Do you see yourself showing up better, over delivering for your clientele, for the people that come to you because you have an answer? Do you see yourself in that place? We have to do that, okay? We cannot sit here and be swayed back and forth by our feelings, okay? I want to say it's in James where, hold on, I don't want to lie. Scripture. I'm going to say it's in James 1. Oh, I know what it is. 1 James 1. 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 1 Okay, so it talks about how without faith it's impossible to please God, right? And there's another scripture that mentions, it talks about how we can ask God for things, but then because we lack faith, we just wash back and forth, okay? And we go back and forth over and over again because we're not in tune. I really don't believe in who you say I am. So I go back and forth constantly. Okay. I'm driven by my feelings. Is this for me? Should I do this? Should I focus on this? And some of us, we really, really do know what we want. Okay. We really know we can see ourselves in the future, but the how is fuzzy. The how is fuzzy, especially when, thank you for James 1, especially when I am all over the place and going back and forth. How? I'm about to look it up. I'm not seeing the one I'm looking for. I'm going to have to post it later. Okay. I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. But let's just be honest. Sometimes we're so all over the place. We go back and forth with how we're going to do things. Yes, probably double-minded. I scanned through and couldn't see it. Thank you. The double-minded man or woman is unstable in all her ways. Y'all know the one. And so what we end up doing is we switch methods, we switch plans, we do everything based off of our feelings and emotions. And then we wonder why our life doesn't look like the vision board. Even as successful as we can be, our brains are designed in a way to bring us some drama. So you're not broken in any way if this is you. It's just what our brains do. Our brain's going to say, ooh, that's uncomfortable. Let's try it a different way. Our brains are going to say, hey, this feels hard. I really want to work on a way that doesn't feel as challenging. Can we work on that? Okay. This is what we do in an inadvertent way. And so sometimes you got these projects sitting around. We haven't gotten to finish anything. We don't finish stuff. We just move to the next because this seems hard. Then you're switching methods all over the place. James 1:6, let him ask in faith with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind. Thank you. Some of us just toss back and forth. Switching methods, and you're driven by your feelings instead of by your plan. And so then you end up on the emotional cycle of change, starting up here. Okay, and then we go down. Oh, I'm so excited about my life. Look at God. I received that prophetic word at New Year's. Work it out for me, Jesus. Y'all see that? And then you realize that God gave you trees, but he didn't build the chair for you. So you're like, oh, this isn't as exciting as I thought it was. I'm not having fun. God must not have meant this to be for me. I am now in the valley of despair. Okay. And then once you somewhere in here get willing to do the work and you're committed to the outcome, like I'm committed to the outcome. Okay. I'm committed to the outcome. Like it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. I'm committed. All right. I'm committed to my clients. I'm committed to my community. I'm committed to my family. I'm committed to being the best version of who I am. That's why every time y'all see me, I'm in like a zip up running thing because I'm determined to be as bootylicious as possible this year. Oh, thank you, boo boo. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the flowers.
You phones?
Yes, I'm doing a live.
Do phones?
Yeah. Okay, bye. Okay. So we get so excited and so pumped up about all the things. And then our very real human emotions step in. So Kershaw says, when the wait is long, and if we don't see results or more roadblocks, we start doubting God also. Okay. And sometimes God is like, do you really believe what I said? I just know he does. I know he does. I know God is like, do you really believe what I say about you? If you believe what I say about you, then you would do something with what I gave you. You would do something with this picture in your mind. You would work it through to the outcome or to the result. You would remember that it's destined to happen. Even if I gotta see, at a certain point, you become addicted to scary feelings. Like some of the decisions that I made for my business this year, the conference, which is gonna be like next level, fantastic, October 27th through the 29th in Atlanta. Pull up on us, okay? Make sure you're on our email list because tickets go live March 1st and it's going to the email list first, okay? All right. So in the midst of and I'm even going to give you guys the opportunity to do like the PayPal for pay so you can like arrange your ticket so that you don't feel like you got to pay it all up front. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so great. Okay, so, but I had to internalize in my mind the vision that I see for the conference and everything that I'm building. And all I had to see it, I had to be willing to sign on the dotted line, literally committing to the next level. I had to do that. My event coordinator was like, all right, listen, you in the big leagues now. I'm talking about 5-figure food and beverage. And instead of me feeling scared, I was like, all right, let's do this. Because I already know, it's done energy. You hear me? It's already done. It's done energy. Like what? We got corporate sponsors. Like it's done energy. I'm talking about sitting in that thing like you know it, like you know it, like you know it. It's not in real life yet, but I already know it's done. When I worked it all out, the budget and everything, I was like, oh God, how are we gonna do this? But this is lit. I can't wait to see how you equip me to do this year. Wow, God. Somebody said outcome, call, vision, identity. All the way in. I'm committed. I'm committed to building my character. I'm committed to serving my clients as a coach. I'm committed to my community. I'm committed. Even when I get on the cycle of changing and growing myself and it don't feel good, I'm still committed. When the conference kicked my butt, I was still committed. When things were haywire, pick a place, home, got 5 kids running around here, church, y'all know how those folk can act, even though I love them. Listen, all these places, life can be haywire. We are committed. My husband as a pastor, committed. To our family, to our marriage, committed. To this community that we're building here in this space, committed. There were women who watch on the lives together. They watch on the lives together. One sister saw another sister in the movie theater. I hadn't told the story in a while. She saw her in the movie theater. She walked up to her. She said, excuse me, are you one of the Mamathon ladies? 2 complete strangers in another state. They had never met in person. They knew each other from a Facebook Live. We're building something big where every single one of us gets to be who we are, but there's so much duality here. I'm committed to it because you're the bomb wife, but you love God and you also throw it back a little bit. Like you use your Megan needs. We are all these people. I'm a woman who's all in for my family, but I'm also all into building a larger than life coaching community. Okay? Going all the way in. So my sis says, Christina, what is the support necessary to maintain commitment? I want to ask, in what way? In what way? Are we talking about family? Are we talking about In business? I know you have a podcast. I'm not sure what else you do. But in what ways do you want to be more committed? So I might need a little bit more details to help elaborate for you for that. I just know for a fact that some of us, we double dutch with our dreams. Some of us, we double dutch with our dreams. Where today I believe it's for me, but tomorrow I'm not so sure. And then the week after that, when stuff gets hard, it's like, I'm just trying to survive right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's real life. But in certain places, it's like, I still know this is for me. Even when it's challenging, it's still for me. Okay. So as we push through to the other side of that, let's ask ourselves, what is hustle mode looking like for us? And how are we committed to resolving that? How are we committed to living a life that's outside of that sphere? Just determine within yourself, I'm all in. I am crystal clear. Even if you got to lie to yourself and say you're crystal clear until you actually are. Until you actually feel the clearness. We joked at the homeschooling conference. It was for Black mamas. Thank you for sharing, Tiffany. For Black homeschool parents. And we were joking about, like, listen, some days you want to put these kids out. Clean out. My kids had me cracking up so hard this morning. They had all the witty comments on a Friday. I was like, oh, so y'all got like big jokes today. Big jokes. I was like, oh, y'all just hilarious. Like my 7-year-old, I'm writing out math problems for him to practice his addition with regrouping. And he's like, Mom, like, what is this number? Like, he started roasting my handwriting. I'm like, oh, we got jokes. We're committed to homeschooling our kids for this season. Okay. Committed in that way. Okay. So she says, I'm a committed person generally, but since motherhood is my jam, let's go with that. So are you saying committed to your mom life? Are you saying committed in spite of your mom life? I always feel like our kids are destined to get the best of us. That's just who they are. That's what they always get. They are always going to get the best version of us. And as a parent, there are moments where I have to press pause intentionally to paint these things out for them so they can see that I'm committed to the work I do and even my clients. Oh, I got a call in 3 minutes. I'm so sorry, y'all. They can see that I'm committed to that work in spite of all of this extra stuff. Okay. So I want to say commitment to parenting with legacy in mind. Oh, okay. So the first part of our Momathon productivity framework. Okay. This is for the women who want to get more done. You want to have more time, more energy, more focus. I got 3 minutes to explain it before I got to go get on Zoom for a coaching client. In the family vision, we establish what's most important at home. Okay. Most of us, the reason that we are sidelined by certain things is because we're not really sure what's most important. My thought pattern is this. I think about my daughter, especially. I got just one girl. Out of all 5 kids, I got just one baby girl. Okay. And really, she was one of the biggest reasons why I started Momathon in the first place. Because when she was about 3, 4, I would look at myself in the mirror and I really didn't like who I was at that time. I did not want for her to grow up and feel like that's all there was like this mom who's tired, ragged. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't wearing red lips. She wasn't feeling like herself. She wasn't walking out her purpose and using her gifts. I did not want my daughter to feel like this was just who she was and who she was destined to be. Okay. So I became committed to showing her an example of what a godly woman who walks with purpose can look like. I also told my children that it's my job on a scale of 1 to 10 for me to get you to level 5, right? By the time you leave my house. By the time you leave my house, you're at about level 5, okay? And it's your job to not mess it up and take yourself back down. It's your job to move from 5 to 10, which is your optimal potential, okay? So I don't think about it as I got to micromanage and do all these things for my kids. Instead, I think of it as, am I a walking example of what I want them to become one day? And am I showing them the light on the other side? That they can come, they can travel with their mom, they can come with me places, and they get to see their mom in action. Look at my mom up there being a talk show host, panel moderating and speaking, and we catching flights and stuff like that. They get to come with me sometimes. I used to take at least one kid with me to go on experience like this, so they can see that I love them, that attention to them is important, and that their mom is walking out her purpose in this world too. I'm committed to being this whole person, this whole Christina, not just mom Christina. Okay, not just wife Christina. I told my husband, I was like, babe, you're an incredible provider. You give us everything we need. I said, but I want to know that I can build this level of community just for myself. I said, we got like thousands of women, like over 40 countries. Right? I want to see me do it just for myself. I just want to know I can be that person. I believe that too makes me a committed mom. That they have an example of a woman that they want to become, right? That they want to, my daughter may want to become one day. My sons may want to marry a woman like that, okay? And at the same time, they know that women rest and have purpose separate from just, taking care of the house and taking care of a husband and all these other things. We do more stuff than that. We grow big things. We handle business. We show up in all of those ways, okay? So I've been on here live for about an hour. I got to go catch a coaching call with one of the amazing leaders at Lakewood Church, right? We're doing a coaching session today, so I'm excited about that. So, of course, if you need support, you've been hanging out with me for a while today, and evidently there's some things that I said that are resonating with you. You're that sister who is building something incredible. You want to move forward to the next level, but the how and the timing of everything is kind of baffling you, okay? Is it your church? Really? That's crazy. You can have to message me. Anyway. Maybe just maybe you need support and you realize there's this incredible version of who you want to be, but you're kind of sidelined with your time, with your strategy, you're lacking a plan. You want to move to the next level. Okay. So this is early in February. I have space for 4 clients now who want to work with me for 6 months. Okay. For 6 months. I believe in my soul that if you are a busy woman, you have a family, you got a husband, not everybody's married, but you got a husband, you got children, you might be working a 9-to-5, you're birthing something new, you're trying to identify your goals and brainstorm in the right way. This takes time to accomplish. And so if that's you and you'd like to partner together, after this live is over, I want you to shoot me a DM, okay? I want you to slide on up in there and say, listen, Christina, I'll work. All right. Set up a time to chat and we'll plug you into our 6-month coaching container. Still early in the year. I'm excited about it. And everybody who works with me for 6 months comes to the Mamathon conference complimentary on the house as one of our VIPs. Okay. So I'm excited to see you guys, partner with you all, and help you guys to organize your busy world. Okay. Love y'all so much. And I'll see you all next time.